Okay, next up we're going to talk really quickly about comparing whole numbers. Pretty easy with whole numbers. It's going to be a bit more challenging when we get to Unit 3 and we're dealing with decimals. But for now, let's introduce the idea of inequality symbols. Okay, so when comparing numbers, we use inequality symbols. All right, and I'll go over the inequality symbols. I guess at this point, you have a symbol that looks like this, which means less than, and then a symbol that looks like this, which means greater than. At this point in Unit 1, you just use less than or greater than, but there are two other inequality symbols. This one that looks like a less than with a line underneath it, it means less than or equal to. And then if you have a greater than symbol with a line underneath it, that means, that means greater than or equal. You can also have just a traditional equal sign. And then if you have an equal sign with a line through it, that means not equal. And then if you have a wavy line, that means approximately equal, just to kind of cover the whole gamut. But these four at the top, these are the inequality symbols that we're going to concern ourselves with. And in Unit 1, we're really just going to concern ourselves with less than or greater than. Now, when comparing whole numbers, you're determining which number is bigger. This is different than rounding. In rounding whole numbers, we're looking to see what a number is closer to based on a specific place value. Here, we just want to flat out know which number is bigger. So let's do something really easy, really obvious. Which is bigger? 5 or 12? Okay, everybody knows that 12 is bigger, but let me show you how this works as far as a number line is concerned. So in math, a lot of times you use these little number lines, just a horizontal line. And the way a number line reads is from left to right. Numbers on the left are smaller than numbers on the right. So let's say we have 0, 5, 10, 15. So we can see 5 right here. 12 would be not quite halfway between 10 and 15. So we'll say 12 is right here. And at this point, we can see that 12 is going to be the bigger number because it's farther to the right. So we would say that 12 is greater than 5. 5 is smaller than 12 because 5 comes first on the number line. You could also use those inequality symbols, and you could say 12 is greater than 5. Or you could say 5 is less than 12. In this particular case, since we want to know which one is bigger, I personally prefer 12 is greater than 5. All right, that's really all there is to comparing whole numbers. Okay, so let's look at a series of comparisons and let's determine which ones are true and which ones are false. You will see stuff like this in your online homework, okay? So I'm going to list out a series of comparisons, and you tell me if these are true or false. Well, obviously, you can't tell me, we're not in the classroom. We'll work on it together, though. So let's say I have 530, and I'm saying it's less than 542. 912 is greater than 911. 56 is equal to 65. And let's say, whoops, let me fix that. And then let's say I have 1,496 is less than 1,469. Okay, which of these are true? Which of these are false? Okay, if I was going to draw a number line for this example with 530 and 542, 530 would certainly come before 542. So this is true. 530 is less than 542. Now, if we were dealing with 912 and 911, 911 comes before 912. So in this particular case, 912 is bigger than 911. This is also a true statement, okay? Now, 56 equals 65. If you were to draw a number line, it's pretty clear to see that you have 56, and then there's a good bit of space between 56 and 65. These two numbers are absolutely not equal. This is a giveaway. This is false. And then 1,496 compared to 1,469. Well, if I were counting, I would get to 1,469, and then it would be a little bit before I got to 1,496. 1,496 actually comes after 1,469. So this right here is not true. This is false. All right? 1,496 is greater than 1,469. Okay? So when you're dealing with comparing numbers, it's really easy. Think about counting. How would you count? Which number comes first in line when you're counting? Think about a number line. Which one's going to come to the left on the number line versus coming to the right on the number line? Whole numbers, it's super duper easy to compare. At this point, I think we bring it up really just to introduce you to inequality symbols. All right?